but I'm starting to see people wake up, more than I've ever seen it in BC over the last few months. 2 weeks ago, loggers in Port Alberni asked me to come out and speak with them and champion their cause. And what was their cause? Well, the pivotal issue was that they recognized that their forestry was unsustainable and there were not going to be jobs in the woods because the companies were cutting smaller and smaller and smaller trees. They showed me trees that big, littered in clear cuts. 43 years old, 42-year-old trees. They said, well, we're logging that. There's no forest for our future. On top of which, that the good wood is leaving their community at the rate of 1 logging truck every 5 minutes, loaded with wood, exporting. Thirdly, they're logging from stem to stern, a background mountainside, the Beaufort Range, which supplies the drinking water to part of that community. And they are on their second boil water advisory now because their water is being affected. So these loggers, who've had it probably pretty good out in central Vancouver Island, have realized they've hit a wall. That there is, now some real fear about their future in their community. And I must admit, when I got up on stage, there was about 400 people in the meeting hall, and I had been previously very active on the Clayoquot Sound issue, and Port Alberni was the hotbed of loggers against the environmental community who was working on that Clayoquot Sound issue. I mean, it was pretty fearful to go in to that community at times. There was a lot of anger. And so I said to the crowd, for me to be here, leader of the Green Party of BC, in your community is 10 years ago, I would never have dreamt that this could have been the case. And the MC says to me, and to the crowd, I'm way more surprised than you. But there was such an ability for people in that meeting room to come together and to talk about what needs to happen to switch things on to a better path. It was an amazing meeting. And I actually just got a phone call today from one of those loggers they had done a demonstration yesterday down in Victoria, and they met with the Minister of Forests, and he promised them that within 6 months there is going to be an inquiry into raw log export in this province. So I forgot to tell you that. That was one of the phone calls that I got today. And to me, here's a group of people riled up, very concerned about their future, bonding together, building alliances, and people coming together around an issue that have already had. Now, I don't know what the outcome of that commission is going to be, but already had some direct positive impact. And I think that's great. Because in the end, when you realize what the problems are, and you face those problems, and it motivates you to take action, I think all of us need to know there's hope that that action actually will lead to some positive result. And my message to you is that it does. And it may not happen right away, and it may not happen entirely in the way that we would like to at the time, but absolutely, I've seen, I have seen people get motivated, take action, and make a change happen.